In this video, we are going to learn what is the correct treatment of dividend. So students, dividend is basically a return on investment for the shareholder, because the shareholder has invested money in the company and he is expecting a return. So the dividend is given from the profits of the company to the shareholder as a reward, as a return on the investment that he has made in the company. So first of all, dividends are given out of profits, that is out of retained earnings. The correct double entry for the payment of dividend is as follows. You debit retained earnings, which is a revenue reserve, and you credit bank, because dividends are given out of retained earnings. Okay, so now let's see. Okay, so basically there are two types of dividend. One is the ordinary dividend and the other is the preference dividend. So ordinary dividend is basically given to the ordinary shareholders and the preference dividend is given to the preference shareholders. Now first let's see what is the correct treatment of ordinary dividend. So students, first of all remember that the dividend that we are going to deduct in the statement of changes in equity will only be the dividend paid. So first of all you must know that dividend will be deducted in the statement of changes in equity, from retained earnings, that is the accumulated profit. Okay, this is the first thing you must know. The second thing you must know is that only the dividend that is paid that year, only the dividend that is paid that year will be deducted. Okay, this is the second thing you must know. The third thing you must know is that proposed dividend, that is the dividend that is proposed by the directors and is not paid by the end of the year, that dividend that has been proposed and has not been paid yet will not be deducted from the retained earnings. Okay, neither it is going to be included in the current liabilities section of the balance sheet. Neither it will be included in the current liabilities. All right. So, and this is a very important thing that you need to know, because mostly students, what they do is that they put the proposed dividend in the current liabilities. They say, okay, the dividend has not been paid, it is only proposed, so it means it is a payable, hence they put it in the current liabilities. That's not the case. Proposed dividend will not be included in the current liabilities. Okay, so these are the three things about ordinary dividend that you need to know. Okay, so the most important thing that is only the dividend that is paid, only the dividend that is paid will be deducted. Now I have written that only the dividend that is paid that year. Okay, so now you also need to know, students, that when you say that the dividend that will be paid that year will be deducted, so for that you need to know that there are two types of dividend that will be paid in a year, or you can say there are two times maybe the dividend that can be paid. One, the dividend can be paid during the year, and the other, the dividend will be paid at the end of the year. So for example, if the dividend that is paid during the year, which is known as interim dividend, and number two, it can be final dividend. Okay, so if the dividend is paid during the year, it is known as interim dividend. The year has not been completed, but still the directors give the dividend to the shareholders, and the final dividend is paid at the year end. Okay, so remember, whether it is interim dividend or whether it is final dividend, in both cases only dividend paid will be deducted, not proposed. Only dividend paid will be deducted from statement of changes in equity. Whether it is interim dividend or whether it is final dividend, in both cases only the dividend that is paid will be deducted from statement of changes in equity. Proposed dividend will not be deducted from statement of changes in equity from the retained earnings. proposed dividend will not be deducted from retained earnings and statement of changes in equity. Neither proposed dividend will come in the current liabilities section. Okay, so there is one more important thing that you need to know, that when I said only the dividend paid is deducted that year, so there is another dividend that can be paid. There is a dividend that may be proposed in year 1, but it is paid in year 2. So the dividend was proposed in year 1 but was not paid. However, the dividend was paid in year 2. So that dividend will be deducted from statement of changes in equity. Although that dividend is of year 1 and it was proposed in year 1, but it was paid in year 2. But since it is now paid, it will be deducted from statement of changes in equity from the retained earnings. It will be deducted from the retained earnings in the statement of changes in equity. So we can say that proposed dividend of last year paid this year will be deducted from retained earning in statement of changes in equity, because now the dividend has been paid, and the same entry will be made, that is retained earnings will be debited and bank will be credited. So this is the treatment of ordinary dividend with respect to the ordinary shares. So students, now let's see what is the treatment of preference dividend. So the treatment of preference dividend varies as it depends upon the whether the preference shares are redeemable or whether the preference shares are non-redeemable. So let's see. So if the preference shares are redeemable, okay, if the preference shares are redeemable, so it means that the preference shares form part of non-current liabilities of the company. Okay, so if the preference shares are redeemable, those shares form part of non-current liabilities of the company. And if the preference shares are non-redeemable, then the preference shares form part of the equity of the company. They form part of the equity, which means the capital of the company. Understood? So hence, because when they are redeemable, it forms part of non-current liabilities of the company, and since they are non-redeemable, so it forms part of equity. Hence the treatment of preference dividend varies. Okay, so let's first see that what if the preference shares are redeemable, what is going to be the treatment of preference dividend. So students, first of all, you need to know that if the preference shares are redeemable, then the dividend on the preference shares, forms part of the finance cost and hence will be expensed out in the income statement. All right, you need to understand, you need to know that the dividend on the preference shares that are redeemable, the dividend that is paid or whether it is not paid, it forms part of the finance cost and hence it will be expensed out in the income statement. Now, if the dividend is paid, well and good, it will still be expensed out in the income statement. If the dividend is not paid, it will still be expensed out in the income statement. However, it will also be included as a payable in the current liabilities. I'll write this down, that if the dividend is unpaid, it will be included in the current liabilities. It will be included in the current liabilities as a payable. All right, because it has not been paid yet. However, if the dividend has been paid, then it will still be expensed out and accordingly the bank will be credited. However, it won't be included in the current liabilities because it has been paid. But if it is unpaid, it will be included in the current liabilities. So if the preference shares are non-redeemable, it means that they form part of the equity capital of the company, and hence the dividend on the preference shares that are non-redeemable will be deducted from the retained earnings in the statement of changes in equity. Hence dividend paid will be deducted from retained earnings in statement of changes in equity. So students, you must know that if the preference shares are redeemable, so the dividend forms part of the finance cost, right? It will be included in the finance cost and hence it will be expensed out in the income statement. If the preference shares are non-redeemable, so the preference shares will form part of capital of the company and hence the dividend that will be paid on those preference shares will be deducted in the statement of changes in equity. So students, this was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do check out my video on how to calculate the dividends. Until then, see you next time.